Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA Veteran Ashley Gooch. Gooch, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Gooch, you recently picked up a win back on January 8th at CES MMA 32. You defeated Josh Diekman by first-round submission due to a rear naked choke. How pleased were you with your performance in the fight?
I was pretty pleased with the performance. I have been working on some things, trying to clean up some things, and I looked a lot better in that fight, and just gave me a really good leg to stand on moving forward.
A lot of people were surprised that you finished the fight by submission. And it's kind of weird because, I'm someone who, when I watch fights, I kind of expect the unexpected. So when people say that a certain thing can't happen, I usually kind of expect that to happen. But a lot of people are surprised that you won this fight by submission. And it's kind of weird because you train at the lab under John Crouch, and he's known for being a great coach on the ground. So are you surprised that a lot of people are surprised that you won this fight by submission?
Yeah, that's kind of silly a little bit, but Crouch is a great ground technician, and he's from the Gracie Academy, and so he comes from a very good place, and we do a lot of training on the ground. It is kind of surprising. I do have another submission, but it was a verbal submission, so I don't know how that adds up, but. We practice on the ground a lot. I really don't get in the gi that much, so I'm not belting up as much as I should. But I've been doing it for a while, and rear naked choke, that's one of my favorites.
I was very impressed with your performance in this fight because there's so many times in MMA I see guys when they get that mounted position and they don't really do that much damage. Yeah, they're landing shots, but the guy's covering up and they're just hitting the guy's arms. They're not really inflicting any pain on the guy. I loved when you started attacking the body. I loved when you were throwing those knees to the body because, what's the point of wasting a bunch of energy and hitting the guy's arms and not getting the referee to stop the fight when you're just letting the guy, maybe wait out the position or, not do that much damage to him and get the stoppage. I liked how you were going to the body. So was that something that your corner was telling you to do, or was that something that you saw in the fight? You're like, oh, well, he's doing an all right job of covering up. Let me try to inflict damage in a different way. How did that all come about?
That is something that we practice. And it was something also that my corner had pointed out during the fight, and I heard it from inside the cage. But, man, I'm going to tell you, like, when I fight, I'm not really much on stalling. I really don't believe in stalling. I believe in giving the crowd what they came to see, whether I win or whether I lose. I'm going to always give it 110%. I'm there to, not to sound barbaric or anything, but I'm there to hurt you and to inflict pain. And, in my day-to-day life, it's not something that, I really don't like doing that in my day-to-day life. I'm really a very nice person. I'm a very respectful person, very nice, very, I have a very big heart, man. I cry easy, if you can believe that. But when I'm in the cage, man, like, I got a job to do, and I plan on doing that job, man. That's inflicting pain and punishment until you give up or tap, man. That's pretty much it.
I've heard that during this training camp and the lead up to this fight, you lost some people in your life. With that being something that was on your plate during this course of training to get ready for this fight, what was it like going through training camp and fighting this fight?
Man, I always, I'm the type of guy, man, I've lost my dad, my sister, tons of friends, and it doesn't go away. So, like, if I lost somebody when I was 10, I still feel that. I still have a contact with that emotion and with that feeling. So it never goes away. So, from here to the rest of my life, I'm going to always have lost someone, and I'm going to always have that void in my life, and I'm going to always feel those emotions. But, like I say, man, when it's time to fight, like, I can't say that I get power from somewhere or anything like that, man. It's just, I feel like that a lot of people from the day I was born to now in my life has sacrificed for me to get to this moment. And this moment being the next fight, the next moment. My next fight is my biggest fight. Always. I always say that. People be like, oh, which one was your best fight? Which one was your biggest fight? My biggest fight is the one that is to come. Always. And, you know, I just feel like I've sacrificed, people have sacrificed to get me to this point in life and to allow me to be able to do this sport. So, man, I just got to give it my all every time.
Back on January 8th after the fight, how did you celebrate?
That's funny. You want a big, long, drawn out, oh, yeah, he's crazy MMA fighter. Man, I'm going to tell you what we did. I won. I went down ringside. I talked to Dorian and spoke with him for a second. I went to the back. I got checked out by the doctor, got my check, pulled my hat down over my eyes, and we crept out the back door. I left the event, went to Blackie's bar, had a cheeseburger, and went to my room, and we watched movies until about 3 o'clock. And then I finally wound down about 3 o'clock and went to sleep, man. That was it. Exciting, huh?
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm a pretty boring guy, man. You know, I don't really believe in going out a lot and doing all that stuff unless I have my fiance with me, you know. That's just, I don't know, man. I'm an older guy, so, you know, I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot. I've been around a lot. I've done a lot of this and that, so, you know, that really doesn't float my boat now. What floats my boat is winning, continuing to win, and getting paid to do what I love to do.
Gooch, we'll end on this. It's a little segment I like to call Really Random. That's where I ask you a random question and you give me the real answer. Some of these questions are custom made just for you, and some of these questions are generic ones that I ask all the people I interview. So, Here's the first question. Superpower you'd love to have?
Invisibility.
Favorite movie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Favorite movie? Scarface.
Movie you've seen the most times?
Movie I've seen? Scarface. Or maybe Batman Returns. I've seen that. I watched that a lot.
Love me some Michael Keaton as Batman.
I know, right?
Yeah. He's the best. Everyone will say Christian Bale, but don't listen to him.
Not me.
It's Michael Keaton. It's Michael Keaton. Yep, all the way. Love it. Love it. I've seen that movie a ton, too. So, favorite color?
Favorite color, black.
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Favorite guilty. Probably, I'm going to say ice cream.
Go-to song when you're singing in the shower?
Probably Amazing Grace. I can sing that one pretty good, so I kind of stick to what I know.
Sing a little for us.
No, man, I'll be right down. On the next interview, I promise I will, man. I've been sick, so.
Okay.
It wouldn't be fair.
All right. Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, and kind of. I just want to give a shout out to like all my sponsors, all the people that believe in me. Of course, my gym, MMA Lab, John Krause, Coach Nico, Coach Will, and you know, Ben Henderson, all my teammates over there at the MMA Lab. So many I can't just name them all. Ben just sticks out. And my mom, my family back in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, all my friends back in Nashville, Tennessee, and my friends up in Denver, Colorado. Just want to thank all you guys for sticking by me and all you guys for believing in me. And I promise it'll pay out.
Are you cutting me off now?
No, I'm never cutting you off. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay, because I was gonna let you do that at the end. At the end. Okay.
No, I'm never cutting you off.
Okay. I was getting.
Put that wherever you want to put it.
Okay. I was like, did I say something like that he thought that we were ending? Because I got a lot more. We're just getting warmed up here.
No. Go ahead, man.
Okay. All right. I was getting worried.
I'm long-winded.
You started your pro mixed martial arts career 2-4, but since then you're on a very impressive win streak, 7 wins in a row. 7 finishes, and 5 of those finishes have come in the first round. What has allowed you to go on this win streak, and also, what was the trouble at the beginning of your career?
What was going wrong at the beginning? Let's see, a number of things. but not fully dedicated. I wasn't fully dedicated at the beginning. I really didn't understand the monster that's called MMA. I was trying to be halfway in, halfway out. I'm gonna tell you, MMA is like a relationship. You can't do it halfway, man. Mm-hmm. And you definitely get out of it what you put in it. So, that's what I contributed those losses to at the beginning. That, and I was trying to cut way too much weight. I was fighting it. All those losses came at 205 except for one. So I was trying to cut entirely too much weight, which was leaving me fatigued. I thought I was rehydrated and back ready, but then after the first round, I'm fatigued again. And yeah, so just not being all the way in, not dedicating myself, not having a program that I really bought into completely. And when I came out here to the desert, man, MMA Lab and John Krause, man, they extended the olive branch to me and treated me like it was home and treated me like I was home and like I was one of the flock. So I just really bought into the program and just started putting in a lot of time, man. And, it's been paying off. It's been paying off. I believe in myself. I believe in what I do, and I believe I'm one of the best on the planet.
I find it crazy, Gooch. I can't believe that you used to make that weight. You're a mountain of a man. How are you cutting all that weight to make light heavyweight?
Brother, it was terrible. Let me tell you. I was telling you, I'd be running around the parking lot with 2 sweatsuits on at the weigh-ins until they called me in to get on the scale, man. It was horrible. A lot of starvation, a lot of deprivation, a lot of doing without, man. That's what I can tell you. A lot of doing without. And it definitely shows, I had hard in those fights. The first 2 losses, let's see, who was my first loss? The first 2 losses was lack of knowledge, was complete lack of knowledge, and a complete lack of mat time, of having enough mat time. Those were submissions. I think I got armbarred twice there at the beginning, and then I think I lost by guillotine choke. So those are all things that could have been fixed. And, I got thrown in there a little early, a little prematurely. I thought I was ready when I wasn't, and it definitely showed. But, and that goes to, for all the young guys out there that are coming up that might listen to this interview or whatnot, that goes to show you that you have to have the right people around you, because people not saying that people want you to lose or not even suggesting that people want you to lose, but people will want you to fit into the mold that they want you to fit into when they're not the right people. But when you have the right people, it's more about let's develop you with what God has given you, instead of let's mold you into we want you to be BJ Penn. Well, I weigh 245. we want you to fight 155, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, it doesn't work like that. And, once again, you just got to have the right people around you. This is one of those sports where you got to have the right people around you. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well said.
Celebrity people say you look like.
Oh, man. Nobody really tells me I look like anyone. I know that's hard to believe, but nobody really tells me I look like anyone. I've heard Bernie Mac. I heard that a long time ago, like in my high school years. I was a lot thinner, and I tried to be a funny man all the time. But nobody. And one of my friends from California calls me Lou Rawls, which I don't even know. No disrespect, but I really don't know who Lou Rawls is. I know he's a singer, but I couldn't tell you what he looks like. What he looks like. So a little bit before my time, I think. And that's about it. There's another singer, but I can't remember his name, that one of my friends used to joke with me about, but I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. Old blues guy.
Have you ever seen the movie The Blind Side?
I have.
You kind of look like that guy. The guy who plays Michael Orr.
The offensive tackle?
Yeah. The actor who plays Michael Orr in that movie, Quentin Aaron. You look like that guy, I think.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
No, it's a compliment.
Watch out, Quentin. Watch out.
It's a compliment.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
What motivates you in life and in fighting?
Man, the thought of being truly the thought of being more than I was when I started, man. And that's to be a better man, to be a better father, to be a better friend, to be a better teammate. Like, the thought of being better is what truly drives me. I want to be the best, man. And if I can't be the best, I want to at least run around with the best. And, I've always thought that, I've never been mediocre. I've never been mediocre. A couple times in my life that I've put myself in mediocrity. If without going into details, I've put myself in situations to be a mediocre person. But I've truly never been mediocre at all. And I've always wanted to be the best, be around the best, surround myself with the best. And that's what I've had the chance to do since I've been here at the MMA lab in Arizona.
Besides fighting, what are you passionate about?
Truly, like the same things I just mentioned. I like being a good friend. I like being a good spouse. I like being a good father. A good member of society. Just being a helpful person in society instead of a burden on society. If that makes any sense to you. Just helping, man, and being one of the people that, I want to be that guy that holds the door for the biggest asshole in the world. And then he's like, man, that guy held the door for me. And then, the next thing you know, he's changing his life. He's opening the door for somebody. He's helping somebody. So, and that's kind of like I think that's my mission in life, man, is to open people's eyes to a different way. And help them to change and to be a better person, and just to be overall better people.
If you could stay one age forever, how old would you stay?
One age forever. I don't know, man. 13 was pretty fun. 13 was fun. 13, I became a teenager, but I was still mama's baby. I had no real responsibilities yet. Yeah, 13 would be a good number for me.
Are you really 40?
I am. I don't look it, huh?
No, not at all. I would have thought 28, 27, something like that.
Yeah,
40?
I am. Don't tell anybody.
I can't.
Don't let that out.
I can't believe it. It's crazy.
Don't let that out. But yeah, I am, man. I'm 40 years old.
Yeah, you look great.
Can't
believe it. Hopefully when I'm 40, I look that good.
Nah, you will, man. It's all in the diet. Just joking. It's all in, I don't know what it's in. I guess I got good genes. My mom looks really good, too. She's on up there, and she looks really, really good. So, it's just all in the genes, man. Okay. Found the youth in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Keeps you young forever. Maybe you should visit. I'd rub off for you.
Yeah, I should go down there. If you could trade places with anyone in the world for a week, who would you trade places with, and why?
For a week, anybody. I would say Obama, but a week wouldn't be long enough to fix all this shit. Let's see. I could be anybody for a week. I don't know. I'd probably be the world's richest man, whoever that is. I think he's Russian. But maybe the world's richest man and give all his money away and then give him his body back after a week. He'd be really mad. That would be funny. Yeah, somebody really rich, man, that I could really change some lives and create some housing, create some jobs, give people a better way of life, man, because I feel like way too many people struggle. Way too many people struggle while way too little people get rich. Like, I just don't understand that. Mm-hmm. Like, I do understand it, but a lot of things that they put out there and a lot of things that they allow us to have access to that we shouldn't have access to, and people just turn a blind eye, just all in the name of money. Well, this person's making this amount of money on this deal, so we have to allow this deal to go through and continue. Like, just the whole scheme of the world and how rich and how all this money and all this wealth we have is controlled by 1%. It just boggles my mind. So I would definitely be someone of power and someone of money, and for that week I'd change a lot of lives is what I would do.
Have you ever seen the movie Down to Earth with Chris Rock?
Is that where he fell out of the sky naked? I think that is something. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I've seen it.
Yeah. He kind of does the same thing because he dies and then he comes back to Earth as a rich white guy. So the audience, us watching the movie, we see him as Chris Rock, but the world in the movie, the universe that the movie takes place in, they see him as a old fat white guy. So it's kind of like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. Yeah. That's probably the role that I would take on. Yeah. That sounds about right to me.
Yeah. So you want to be Chris Rock and Down to Earth. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Hobbies outside of fighting.
Let's see. Hobbies outside of fighting. I have a ranch, so I'm always I just say like a farmhand, because even though it's mine, but that's pretty much what I do outside of fighting. I'm helping one of the kids with football, basketball, or something like that. So I coach my kids, so I'm not a coach. I coach my kids and I take care of my property, and that's pretty much takes up all my time outside of the gym.
How many acres is it?
Go ahead.
How many acres is this ranch? How big is it?
It's not a lot. I'd say it's a lot for me, but it's about 4 acres. It's about 4 acres, and I got some horses and chickens and whatnot. It's our little spot. It's good.
Do you ride horses?
I do.
Nice.
Grew up, Murfreesboro is very rural, and my uncles and a lot of my family are from Las Casas, Tennessee, and that's very rural. And we grew up riding horses. That was what we did on the weekends. It was fun. So I've been doing it a long time.
Mm-hmm. Isn't Murfreesboro the geographical center of Tennessee?
They say of the universe, but I don't know about that.
No.
I've heard people say that is the center of the universe. I do not know about all that, but it is the center of Tennessee. Yeah, it used to be the capital of Tennessee. I think pre-Civil War, it was the capital of Tennessee, and then I guess after the Civil War, they moved it to Nashville.
Favorite band and or solo artist?
Ooh, favorite band. I don't hold this against me, but and I'm sure you won't. And a lot of people probably prejudge me because of this. But I really like the Eagles. Sorry, all my black bands out there. I like the Eagles. I do like the Gap Band, but I really like the Eagles. Favorite solo artist probably have to be Michael Jackson. Sorry about that.
Chris Curtis, who fought on the same CES MMA card as you did, when I asked him that question, he said Nickelback was his favorite band. So you have nothing to worry about. He didn't lose any fans saying Nickelback.
At least I'm on the classic trip.
Yeah. You have nothing to worry about. If he still kept all his fans and you just said the Eagles, you have nothing to worry about.
Awesome.
Favorite food?
Let's see. Favorite food. I don't know. My mom's pot roast is pretty good. I think that might be my favorite. Like, if I was on my dying bed, I'd probably want my mom's pot roast. Least
favorite food?
Anything alive. I've seen a lot of videos of people eating alive stuff. Alive squids and octopuses and stuff. Anything alive, I'm not with that. But anything in between, alive and dead, I'll try once.
Favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant would have to be probably Ruth Chris.
Favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Website you visit most often?
Boy, you're going to get me in trouble with this one. Website I visit the most often, probably ShareDog.
Piece of technology you can't live without?
Cell phone.
If you could go on a $1 million shopping spree at any store, what store would it be at?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one. $1 million shopping spree at any store. What store? Louis Vuitton.
What's your porn star name? If you combine your childhood pet with the street you grew up on, what's your porn star name?
Boy, boy, you silly. Let's see. Useless walnut.
Useless walnut. That's great.
Useless walnut. I had a dog named Useless Walnut. That's funny.
Now that's a great name. Did you know that you have a connection to the porn industry?
I did not.
Do you want to know what it is?
What is it?
You fought against Aaron Brink, and Aaron Brink did porn.
Oh, I did know that. Yeah, I knew that. Aaron Brink, I did. I like Aaron Brink, man.
Yeah, I like him too. He's got a bad rap, but seems like an alright guy.
Yeah, I like Aaron Brink. He's alright.
Yeah, so there's your...
He was my verbal submission.
Right.
My one verbal submission.
Right, correct. Yep. Aaron Brink did porn, so that's your connection. Useless walnut.
Useless walnuts. Oh, man, that's a good one. That's a laugh right there.
I'm very interested in knowing because, like you just said earlier, and I'm sorry that I'm bringing this up again, but you said you're 40, and you've only been fighting pro since 2010, so you've lived a lot longer outside of MMA than inside MMA. So what were you doing before you got into MMA?
Construction. I had a small construction company, doing a little carpentry. I went to college, played football, just lived, man. In and out of trouble, just trying to make it, just trying to find my way, trying to find something, and MMA saved my life. So my ultimate goal is to fight and retire from the greatest organization on the planet. That would be the Ultimate Fight Championship. That's my ultimate goal, and to hopefully make an impression on them, be charismatic enough that they would allow me to stay on after my retirement and maybe have a position there, or I just want to be around it. I love the sport. Like I said, the sport saved my life, so I definitely want to do something around the sport. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's my ultimate goal, is to fight and retire from the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
With these 7 wins in a row, do you think you've done enough to get them to sign you?
Man, that is, the world is big. There are a lot of athletes in the world. I personally, between me and my family and my sons, of course, think that I am the world's greatest. That is a fact, bro. That I am the world's greatest in their eyes.
Wait, hold on. You aren't the world's greatest?
I am.
Okay.
I am the world's greatest.
All right. I was just making sure, because I thought so, but I wasn't
man, I
sure.
could beat up. If you ask my 10-year-old, man, I could beat up Superman.
You can't?
Yeah, I can beat up Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ask my son. If you ask my son, I can pretty much beat up anyone on the planet with my hand, with one hand tied behind my back, hopping on one foot. But I feel like I've done a lot, man. I'm not sure what the longest win streak is in heavyweight right now. That I haven't looked up. I think it might be a Russian guy, though. I saw his record the other day. I feel like I've done a lot, for me, and being who I am and where I'm from, and I feel like I put in a lot of work, and I've come a long way, man. But I still got a long way to go. I want to raise that streak up, at least another 6, 7, 8 more fights, and then you can ask me that question, and we'll have a whole session about that question. But I feel like I've done enough, but it's not up to me; it's up to them. So whenever they need my services, I'll definitely be ready.
Is it UFC or bust for you, or do you have interest in fighting for, let's say, Bellator or World Series of Fighting or Ryzen in Japan? Or, I mean, there's a lot of options right now. There's so many more options now in MMA than there was, say, 3 or 4 years ago. So are you only interested in fighting for the UFC?
Interested only in fighting for the UFC? No. Is that my ultimate goal? Is that my first pick? Is that the cream of the crop for me? Yes, it is. But like I said, if they didn't want my services, then obviously I would continue to fight. Like, it wouldn't be a bust. I would continue to fight, and would probably end up in one of the other organizations. And not saying that they're lesser,
Right.
It's just what I've had my blinders on since the beginning. Since I first started training, UFC was all that I talked about, dreamed about, wanted to be. So, not that I'm taking anything from Bellator or any of the other organizations. CES is a great organization. RFA is a great organization as well. Access, big shout out and thanks to Access TV for allowing me to fight on their station and for allowing my people back home in Tennessee to actually be able to see me fight for once. But like I say, I'm not saying that other organizations aren't as good. I'm definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is just that I've had my blinders on, and the only thing in front of me was UFC for a long time. So it would be great to satisfy that hunger.
Has World Series of Fighting or Bellator, have they reached out to you? Because I gotta assume they have, because you're on this great streak, and those organizations are pretty shallow at the top end of the food chain, regardless, World Series of Fighting, Bellator. There aren't that many contenders piling up in that weight class in those organizations. So have they reached out to you and offered you anything?
I'd have to ask my manager, Chuck. Shout out to him. He's doing a great job for me at United MMA. I believe it's the name of it. Don't get me wrong. Sorry about that. But yeah, he's doing a really good job for me. So I would have to ask Chuck. I have heard a rumor of some World Series of Fighting offers out there that I didn't take because I had prior engagements at the time, and so I didn't take those. And I'm definitely wanting to go to the UFC. So, but yeah, I have heard rumors of an offer that they made.
When would you like to fight next?
I'm not sure about that. Depends on my management, my coaches. We all kind of sit down and brainstorm and see what's the best move for me at this point. I don't make decisions on my own anymore. I think the CES organization would like for me to fight for their title. I would like to fight for their title. And that, I think the next fight is like March the 11th, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, if we can work out something by then, that would be great for me. And I feel like it would be a great showing for them, too, as well.
I would like to watch you fight for the title, so let's make it happen. That'd be great. What's the best thing that ever happened to you?
The obvious answer to that is being born. Luck of the draw. Lots of little sperm cells fighting for one egg, and it just happened to be the one that I was connected to. Could have been anybody else, but yeah, being born, man, to a great family like I am, and having a great mother. And, my father's deceased, so I really don't speak on him that much. But, my mom has always been there for me and been very supportive for me and of me. So, yeah, I'd have to say being born is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. Nothing else could have happened to me if that one didn't happen. So I'd say that's the best thing that's ever happened to me is being born.
What's the worst thing that ever happened to you?
Ooh. Boy, long list of those. The worst thing that's ever happened to me, I was playing college football. I had a really bad car wreck and ended up losing my scholarship. Never played football again. I'd say that's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Lane College?
Yes, sir. Small school. It feels like high school, actually. It's really small. But we always end up with some good athletes. So it's a good place, man. I like it. I love Lane.
What did you play?
I played tight end, and I was in the process of moving from tight end to I was going to start at linebacker, outside linebacker, and that's when I got hurt, and that was pretty much it. That was all of it.
Did you play tight end and linebacker in high school?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I played both in high school. I did really well.
What other sports did you play in high school?
I tried to run track. That didn't last. I tried to wrestle. That didn't last. Tried my hand at basketball. That didn't last. So football, I'm going to say football was my main thing in high school. I was in chamber choir, believe it or not, and was all-state selection a couple years in that for singing. I told you I can sing. You better watch out. I'd say football, sport-wise, football was it. And my secondary in high school was probably I would say singing. I was pretty good at that.
I said I wanted to hear you sing, but you turned me down.
Man, I'm sick, man.
Okay. Next time.
I got this desert flu.
Okay, next time, you promise.
Next time, I got you, I promise.
The next time we talk, that's going to be the first question.
And I got you right off the top.
All right, sounds good. What's your pet peeve?
Ooh, traffic, I'd have to say. Me and traffic don't get along too well. I don't like traffic too well, so I'd say traffic.
Some people...
Traffic and two-faced people. People that say one thing and do another. People that will shake your hand and then stab you in your back when you turn around. Because I'm a pretty loyal person, so that's always been double-sided people and traffic. I say are my pet peeves. Some
people are afraid of the dark. Some people are afraid of heights. Some people are afraid of spiders. What are you afraid of?
Never been afraid of anything. Either it's going to kill you or it's not. If it kills you, you won't know.
Now, let's say you found a magic lamp, and you rubbed that magic lamp, and a genie appeared, and the genie said he was going to grant you 3 wishes. What would those 3 wishes be?
All right, 3 wishes. Cure for cancer, a cure for AIDS, and live to be 500 years old.
It's a very unselfish list there.
The first 2, the 500 is only for me. Everybody else got to
go. But still, compared to what I've heard in the past, it's a very unselfish list. You never said that you wanted more money than you know what to do with. You didn't.
Yeah, man, I don't really care about materialistic stuff and money. As long as everybody around me is happy and can eat and lay down and sleep and has a little, has a way to get around. I'm cool. I don't need a lot of that big stuff. I used to wish for that kind of stuff when I was younger, but now, who wants a 40,000 square foot house? Somebody's got to clean that shit. I hate cleaning up, so I would never wish for anything like that. But yeah, I wish for things, man, that cause hurt, and pain. Like, people die from AIDS. I've got friends that have the disease. I've got a family member that has the disease, and cancer has taken away my sister and, a couple other people. My dad died of lung cancer. And so, I take away, to me, those are hurtful things. Those are things that hurt masses of people. And not just in the killing of hurt, but hurt the loved ones that have to, pick up the pieces and try to keep moving forward in life. So if I could take away some of that hurt and pain, man, who knows what the world would be.
Person you look up to the most?
My mom. My mom would have to be it. My mom is a very, very strong person. She's the strongest person I know. Now I go back a question. What are you afraid of? Pissing my mom off. That I am afraid of. That is something I would never, ever try to do. And I will tell you, man, as big as I am, my mom is tiny, but she still runs me. I ain't going to say she runs everybody, but she runs me. If she tells me to jump, I say how high. That's for sure. But yeah, that lady's amazing. She's amazing. She's remarkable. She's a true warrior. So I'd say that's my number 1.
Time period you'd like to go back and visit, and why?
Visit or stay?
Visit.
Just visit. I don't know, man. I'm kind of I'd like to be here in Arizona. I'd say Wild Wild West days, 1800s, late 1700s, early 1800s would be a great time period for me. I'm an outdoors person. I love horses. I love guns. Not that I have any, but I do love guns. And I'm just an outdoors person. I'm a drink out of the creek type of guy. Although it's probably not the safest thing to do these days, but
Right.
Back then it would be awesome. Just,
Yeah.
I'm the Colorado's Rockies. The snow turns into water. I'm drinking at the bottom. Me and my horse take a bath once a month. I'm a rugged type guy. So, that would be the perfect time period for me.
What do you worry about? What's something that keeps you up at night?
I worry about not being good enough. That's one of the things that haunts me. I have dreams, like all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I'd say not being good enough. And it's not for a particular person not being good enough, just not being good enough in general, and not being maybe I'm on a cliff and I'm holding someone's hand and they're about to fall and I'm holding a twig and I'm not strong enough to hold them. Like, just not being enough for whatever situation it is. That's like that scares me to death. And honestly, man, like, even when I fight, like, I don't know what people say they worry about. Like, that's what I worry about when I fight, is not being good enough. I don't really worry about winning and losing. I worry about performance and not being good enough. That's like one of my scariest things. It's just not having enough oomph, not putting in enough time, not being strong enough, not being smart enough, not being quick enough on my feet, not being, that's pretty much not being good enough, man.
Best advice you ever given through life, and best advice you ever given through fighting, and who gave it to you?
Through life. The best advice I ever got in my life came from one of my mom's distant cousins. He was really old, and I used to stop by there. I used to stop by there all the time because I was just in love with him and his wife. And I used to stop by there all the time. And he told me one day to never worry about having money because you ain't never seen an armored car following a hearse. And then, like, I just, for some reason, he told me that when I was like 12, and I still remember it. And he was like, people chase the wrong things in life. He's like, don't be one of those people. And in fighting, probably from John Crouch telling me, actually he told us all, don't worry about the wins and losses. Worry about things that you can change and control. And the only thing that you can change and control is your conditioning, your amount of mat time, the amount of work you put in. You can't control anything the other guy is doing. You can't control anything the ref does. You can't control anything. The only thing you can control is having yourself prepared for what lies ahead. And that's probably the best advice that in fighting that he's ever given to me. Mm-hmm. And I'd say that's probably pretty good advice for anyone. Mm-hmm. You got to put the work in, man. Mm-hmm. It all boils down to putting in the work. Everybody wants to fight until you have to run those wind sprints. Everybody wants to fight until you're doing 3 practices a day. Everybody wants to fight until you get punched in the face and it's time to respond. So that's pretty much it for me, man. Change the things, take care of the things that you can, and that's conditioning and being prepared. Those are the things that you can take care of. Everything else is out of our hands.
You kind of touched on it a little bit earlier in that last answer, but I'll ask the question anyways because I'm very interested in knowing. What would you rather be, the best fighter in the world or the highest paid fighter in the world? What means more to you, glory or wealth?
Let's see. At this point in my career, I'm going to say the highest paid. I'm going to have to go with highest paid because a lot of people sacrifice for me, and it'd be nice to be able to give them a little something back and be able to give back. So I'm going to say highest paid. Although the glory, that's a very hard question, because, glory and being held at the top of anything that you do and put in work is very rarely achieved by anyone. And, to be the Michael Jordan of fighting, like, if like that would mean everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna have to go with the money this time. You know, we've done a lot, we've sacrificed a lot, and we've done without a lot. So I'm gonna have to go with the money.
Number one thing on your bucket list?
I don't know. I never really. There's a lot of stuff on my bucket list. Number one thing is probably just to. I know it's gonna sound corny, but you know, probably just to like live a long life with my spouse, and see our boys grow up and have babies of their own, and see them become, you know, great adults, and you know, that's probably my number one thing. If I could see that, that would take the cake of everything. You know, I know it sounds a little corny. It's not really like glamorous and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. You know that. You know, I've learned through the years that that's what life is all about. Life is all about the next generation. You know, and how far we can propel the next generation ahead and give them a head start, give them the knowledge that they'll need to, you know, to be the people that we want them to be and the people that they want to be. So, you know, I'd say that's probably the number one thing on my bucket list is just to get old, man. Get old with somebody I love, and well, with Jocelyn, I say somebody, you know, with Jocelyn, and watch our boys grow up and be productive and successful.
How many kids do you have? What are their names, and how old are they?
I have one from my loins. His name's Aiden Gooch, and he's 10 years old, man. Super smart kid. They just tested his IQ. I think he scored a 146 off a 160 test. Like, super smart kid. I want to say he gets it from me, but I don't know. But very nice, mannerable, and he's a great young man. Then I have two kids. With Jocelyn has two kids, but I call them mine anyway.
I see.
I call them my sons. Jadron is 12, plays basketball, football, makes straight A's in school. And then Stokely is a junior. He's 16 years old. He's a junior, be a senior next year. And he doesn't do any sports or anything, but he sports a 4.6 GPA. So I've been blessed, man. I got great kids, man. They mind. They don't give us any trouble. We all make straight A's, and be awesome. I've been blessed with that.
Last question, Gooch. If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change and why?
If I could change one thing about the world, I think I would make everybody the same color. I would make everybody the same color. And I would do that because racism is ugly, man. I've only dealt with it like once that I know of in my life, you know, that it was just out in the open, and I've only dealt with it once, but racism is an ugly thing, and, you know, it's been a lot of people held back. There's been a lot of people falsely accused. There's been a lot of people misused because of the race and the color of their skin. So I think I would make everybody one color, as boring as that would be. I think that, or maybe not make everybody one color, but make everybody colorblind. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I see somebody that needs something, if I see a little kid that's kind of wandered too far off, like I'm a helpful person like that. And I just wish the world was just full of more people who are helpful and true and honest. And, you know, we've joked a few times, me and Jocelyn have joked about, you know, one day I'm going to help somebody and they're going to, you know, rob me or do something bad to me, and I'm going to have all these good intentions. But, you know, I feel like if that happens, man, it was just meant to be that way. And that was my life, you know. I feel like our lives are already written out, kind of. And then we just kind of follow the story. But racism to me, man, is just really bad, and I don't really like it. It makes me sad on the inside. It makes me really sad. So that would probably be the one thing. If I can get rid of racism, however, to make people colorblind, one color, like however it is to get to get that gone and to get that demolished and out of everybody's DNA and everybody's mind, if I could get that gone, man, that would be probably what I would do.
You're a good guy, Gooch. I really enjoyed talking to you today. I really enjoyed talking to you.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I look forward to next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know you plugged your sponsors a little bit. I usually ask this question at the end. I know you just touched on your sponsors, but is there anything you want to say to the fans?
You guys, man, just stick with me. Follow me on Instagram. I think it's Heavyweight Killer on Instagram. And Ashley Big Black on Twitter, I believe. And my Facebook is Ashley Gooch. I love to add people. So, also my management company. If anybody has any questions for me or my management, you can always contact him at MMA Chuck at ymail.com. And any other things, you just send them by the lab. We're here, baby, Glendale, Arizona. We're here. So, just stick with us, man. There's a lot of good fighters coming up at the lab, and we have a stable of fighters. We have a slew of fighters already in the UFC, so just support us, man. We're pretty good people, and we work hard, and we just try to do our best. So just support us and love us, and we'll support and love you, and all you guys just stay safe out there.
Gooch, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.